Ever since I was a kid, I always hung around with people that were older than me due to this natural need to learn from them. I always thought it makes sense to hang around people that are older because they've been around the corner. They can give you advice, they can tell you what to avoid. And that feeds into my whole life philosophy of learning from the mistakes of others in any area of life. Not just in relationships or business, but in life in general. It is very wise to learn from the mistakes of others and learn from the experience of others. Isn't that really what reading books is all about? You read about the trials and errors of others in any area of life that you're interested in, and it'll help you get to where you want to go so much faster. In the area of for example, let's say investments. The wise will say never risk more than you can afford to lose. Never invest an amount that will prevent you from passing the sleep test. What is a sleep test? If you're staying up at night worrying about where your investment's going to be, where the market's going to be the next day, you have failed the sleep test. That means you have invested too much. If you have doubts about a person you are about to enter into a relationship with, well, there are very good grounds for that doubt. You should stop and think twice, 3 times, and 4 times before you do something you cannot get out of so easily. A friend of mine, not really a friend, an acquaintance, I met him at a place that I frequent overseas. He was down and out and told me his wife wants a divorce. I never saw his wife. I just met the guy. He was describing that they've been married for a long time and they had 2 grown-up kids together, and he was very bent out of shape that they're getting a divorce. I was thinking, well, she must be something really special. And well, I kept in touch with him because he lives close to where I was living at the time. And well, he told me that she said, you know, don't worry, I'm not gonna go after your retirement and anything else. I just want half of the house and maybe a couple years of spousal support, and that's it, because the kids were both over 18. Anyways, I hung up. I kept in touch with him, you know, every now and then, because, you know, we weren't friends. We were just really acquaintances. He would call me and ask me about the place that we originally met, and, you know, when is a good time to go again and stuff like that. And one day he invited me over to his house for a steak. You know, I was in the area. I said, okay. I went in and he told me, you won't believe what happened. I said, what happened? He said, well, my wife called me and she said, you know, I changed my mind about the retirement. I do want your retirement. Now, this is a retirement account that he'd been accumulating, you know, he said for years, even before they were married. So she wants half of that too. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, most of the time lawyers talk women into you know, doing this. Well, the lawyer for the guy and the lady, they are friends with each other. You know, they see each other in court all the time. So they make deals with each other. First of all, the very first deal they make is to stretch it out as much as you can, because they want to increase their fees. None of them are your friends. And so he did. And they did agree, and they, you know, the lawyers, and they stretched it out over like 14, 15 months. And so yeah, they talked her into going after his retirement too. Basically, they talked her into going after everything that he had, half of everything that he had, you know. And so you know, I said, I'm curious about this wife. Let me see the photo. And you know, I'm a human being. I make initial judgments like anybody else when I first see a photograph of somebody, man or woman. I said, well, you know, yeah, you know, he looks good, she looked good, you know, whatever. I saw her, and the first thought, honest to God, in my mind was, and you are upset that she wants to leave you? You should be throwing the biggest celebration party ever thrown in the west of the Mississippi. She was nothing to look at. She was this bitter-looking woman with long white hair, the kind that these people that are into, the leftist people, they believe in being quote-unquote natural. One of these, and she was overweight and she was old. Now, granted, they grew old together, but still, I'm going, well, she was the one who wanted to end it, and I'm going, you're upset about that? When we were too close to the trees to see the jungle, we really need outside people to take us by the shoulders and shake us violently and say, hey, wake up. This is a good thing. Actually, she did you a favor. You were on those, you were like a train on rails, straight for the wall, and then a sudden death. And she derailed you. And this is one of those cases where someone else intervenes and saves you from yourself. I honestly was thinking, and you're upset because she wants to leave you? So that's where that story ended. The point is, learn from the mistakes of others in any area of life, whether it's investments, whether it's marriage in the West, which you should not do as long as they have these divorce laws. In my opinion, if you have any assets worth talking about, you'd be a fool to get into a legal marriage. You'd be a fool. If a woman insists on it, walk away. At the very least, you can say, well, if you really like her and if she really likes you, you can live together. But if she insists on marriage, she's looking for that insurance policy. She's looking for that security. Don't kid yourself. No one is different. There are no exceptions. I know a lot of this may sound repetitive, but some people need to hear it again and again and again, like an advertisement you see on TV or radio or something, until it sinks in. And it will sink in for those of you who are smart enough to learn from the mistakes of others, and there are those who insist on making their own mistakes and they learn the hard way. All we can say is that, hey, we tried. God be with you. All the best.